CD Player Day is celebrated on October 1st each year. It commemorates the invention and popularization of the compact disc, the CD player, which revolutionized the way people listened to music in the late 20th century. The idea of a digital audio disc emerged as engineers sought a way to reproduce music more reliably than vinyl records or tapes. Early experiments in laser technology and optical audio storage were conducted in both Japan and Europe. In 1979, Sony and Philips joined forces to develop a standardized digital audio disc. They aimed for a 120mm disc capable of holding about 74 minutes of music, enough to fit Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. 1982, Sony CDP-101, released in Japan. This was the world's first commercial CD player. It played digital audio stored on a compact disc and marked the beginning of the digital audio era. 1983, Philips CD100. Philips released its first CD player in Europe, making the format more widely available. Initially, CD players were expensive and primarily purchased by audiophiles, but their high-quality sound and durability quickly attracted mainstream consumers. In 1984, Sony introduced the Discman, the D50, a portable CD player that allowed people to listen to CDs on the go. CDs quickly became the dominant music format throughout the 1980s and 1990s, allowing albums to be mass-produced, shipped, and sold with unprecedented consistency and fidelity. In the 2000s, the rise of MP3 players, digital downloads, and streaming services led to a decline in CD player use. Despite this, CD players are still appreciated by audiophiles and collectors for their sound fidelity and tangible music experience. Guardian Angel Day is observed annually on October 2nd. It's a day to honor and reflect on guardian angels, spiritual beings believed to offer protection, guidance, and comfort to individuals. The concept of guardian angels exists in many religious traditions, including Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. In Christianity, Guardian Angel Day is associated with the Feast of the Guardian Angels, which has been celebrated since the 16th century. References to angels as protectors appear in the Hebrew Bible. Certain angels were believed to guide, guard, and deliver messages from God to humans. The concept of guardian angels was formalized in the early church. By the 4th century, theologians like St. Jerome and later St. Thomas Aquinas argued that every person has a guardian angel assigned by God to protect and guide them throughout life. Today, guardian angels are often seen in a broader spiritual context, representing unseen guidance, comfort in times of trouble, and protection from danger.
On October 3rd, he asked me what day it was.
It's October 3rd.
2 weeks later, we spoke again.
It's raining.
Yeah.
Mean Girls Day is celebrated on October 3rd each year. It's a playful observance inspired by the 2004 cult teen comedy movie Mean Girls, starring Lindsay Lohan, Rachel McAdams, and Tina Fey. The movie follows Katie Heron, played by Lindsay Lohan, a 16-year-old who moves to the U.S. after being homeschooled in Africa. She enrolls in a public high school and quickly encounters the Plastics, a popular clique led by Regina George, portrayed by Rachel McAdams, with Gretchen Wieners, played by Lacey Chabert, and Karen Smith, portrayed by Amanda Seyfried. Katie initially befriends Janice and Damien, who encounter her to infiltrate the Plastics and sabotage them. As she becomes more involved, Katie struggles with losing her own identity, navigating popularity, and learning the consequences of manipulation. National Cinnamon Roll Day is celebrated annually on October 4th in the United States. It's a day to enjoy and appreciate cinnamon rolls, the sweet swirled pastries loved for their gooey spice centers and often topped with icing or glaze. Cinnamon rolls are believed to have originated in Sweden. The use of cinnamon in baked goods became popular in Europe during the 17th century when the spice became more accessible through trade. In Sweden, cinnamon rolls became a staple, often enjoyed with coffee and sometimes topped with pearl sugar. Variations appear across Scandinavia, each with slight differences in dough richness, sweetness, or toppings. Similar pastries with spices and rolled dough existed, contributing to the development of regional versions. Scandinavian immigrants brought recipes to the U.S., especially in the Midwest. Over time, cinnamon rolls became a common American breakfast and brunch item, often served with icing or glaze. Elvin C. York Day is observed on October 8th each year to honor the legacy of Sergeant Elvin Cullum York, one of the most decorated American soldiers of World War I. Born on December 13th of 1887 in Pall Mall, Tennessee, York grew up in a large farming family. Despite limited formal education, he became a skilled marksman and a deviant Christian. Initially a pacifist, York struggled with the moral dilemma of participating in war. However, after being drafted in 1917, he served with distinction in the U.S. Army during World War I. On October 8th of 1918, during the Meuse-Argonne offensive in northeastern France, York led a small detachment in an assault on a German machine gun nest. His actions resulted in the deaths of at least 25 enemy soldiers and the capture of 132 prisoners. For his bravery, he was awarded the Medal of Honor. After the war, York returned to Tennessee and focused on community development. He founded the Elvin C. York Institute. Leif Erikson Day is observed annually on October 9th. It honors Leif Erikson, the Norse explorer, widely credited as one of the first Europeans to set foot in North America, long before Christopher Columbus. Leif Erikson was born around 970 CE in Iceland, the son of Eric the Red, who founded the first Norse settlements in Greenland. Around the year 1000 CE, Erikson sailed west from Greenland and reached a land he called Vinland, believed to be part of modern-day Newfoundland in Canada. Erikson's voyages demonstrated that Norse explorers reached North America centuries before Columbus, and he is celebrated as a pioneer of transatlantic exploration. Leif Erikson Day was first recognized in 1935 when Congress designated October 9th to honor Erikson and the contributions of Scandinavian Americans. Leif Erikson Day is both a celebration of exploration and heritage, reminding us of the adventurous spirit and cultural contributions of early Scandinavian settlers. U.S. National Hug a Kevin Day is an observance that is celebrated on October 10th every year. Yes, this is definitely an unusual celebration that sounds like somebody made a mistake somewhere, but that is not the case. It is National Hug a Kevin Day indeed. If you know someone named Kevin, give them a friendly hug or a high five. Post photos, memes, or shoutouts on social media celebrating Kevins in your life. Call, text, or write a note to a Kevin to show you care. Black Girl Day Off is celebrated on October 10th each year. It's a day dedicated to encouraging black women to take time for self-care, relaxation, and personal empowerment. A celebration of rest, wellness, and mental health. Step away from work, chores, or obligations and focus on the rest of your hobbies. Engage in massages, skincare routines, meditation, or yoga. Organize a brunch, coffee outing, or casual gathering to relax and bond. Journaling, goal setting, or encouraging in creative pursuits to honor personal growth. This day encourages black women to prioritize themselves, their goals, and their well-being. Black Girl Day Off serves as a reminder that rest is a form of resistance and self-love, emphasizing the importance of wellness, mental health, and empowerment for black women. National Gumbo Day is celebrated annually on October 12th in the United States. It's a day to honor gumbo, the rich, flavorful stew that is a cornerstone of Louisiana Creole and Cajun cuisine. Okra, a key thickening ingredient in gumbo, was brought to the Americans by enslaved Africans and became a staple in Creole cooking. Indigenous peoples contributed file powder, which was ground sassafras leaves, as another traditional thickener. The use of a raux, flour, and fat to thicken stews comes from French culinary traditions. Tomatoes and certain spices were introduced by Spanish settlers, enriching gumbo's flavor. In the 18th and 19th century, gumbo emerged in Louisiana, particularly in New Orleans, as a melding of Creole and Cajun culinary traditions. The holy trinity of onions, bell peppers, and celery became the foundation, combined with seafood, chicken, sausage, or other locally available meats. National Kick Butt Day is celebrated on the second Monday in October. It's a motivational and fun observance designed to encourage people to take action, overcome obstacles, and pursue their goals with determination. The day inspires individuals to tackle tasks they've been procrastinating on and make tangible progress, encourages self-assertion, personal growth, and standing up for oneself, reminds people to prioritize important objectives and kick butt in achieving them. On this day, identify personal, professional, or creative goals you want to achieve. Focus on completing tasks, finishing projects, or starting something new. Motivate friends, family, or coworkers to push through challenges. Reward yourself for accomplishments, big or small, as a way to reinforce positivity and persistence. National Kick Butt Day is ultimately about embracing determination, courage, and action, making it a day to reset, refocus, and move forward with confidence. Ada Lovelace Day is celebrated annually on the second Tuesday of October. It honors Ada Lovelace, an English mathematician and writer widely regarded as the world's first computer programmer. Augusta Ada King, Countess of Lovelace, was born on December 10th of 1815 in London, England. She was the daughter of the famous poet Lord Byron and Anne Isabel Milbank, a highly educated mathematician. Her parents separated shortly after her birth, and Ada was raised by her mother, who encouraged her to focus on mathematics and logic to counteract any perceived poetic temperament inherited from her father. Ada displayed exceptional talent in mathematics and science from a young age. She studied under several tutors, including Mary Somerville, a noted mathematician and scientist. Her education emphasized mathematics, logic, and analytical thinking, preparing her for her later work in computing. In 1883, Ada met Charles Babbage, the inventor of the analytical engine, a mechanical general-purpose computer. She translated an Italian mathematician, Luigi Mennebria's article on the engine and added her own extensive notes, which ended up being 3 times longer than the original article. Her notes included what is considered the first algorithm designed to be executed by a machine, earning her the title of the first computer programmer. Ada also speculated on the future potential of computers, suggesting they could go beyond mere number crunching to create music, graphics, and more, an insight far ahead of her time. In 1835, Ada married William King, who later became the Earl of Lovelace, and she became Countess of Lovelace. They had 3 children. Ada continued her scientific interests while managing family responsibilities, though her health was often fragile. Ada suffered from health problems, including uterine cancer, and underwent experimental treatments. She died on November 27, 1852, at the age of 36. Despite her short life, her pioneering contributions laid the foundation for modern computing. National Cheese Curd Day is celebrated annually on October 15th in the United States. This day honors cheese curds, the fresh, moist pieces of curdled milk that are a popular snack, particularly in the Midwest. Cheese curds are often referred to as squeaky cheese because of the sound they make when chewed fresh. They are best enjoyed within a day or two of production for maximum freshness and texture. Cheese curds are a byproduct of the cheese-making process, traditionally made from cow's milk. They have been enjoyed for centuries in Europe, particularly in Switzerland and France, before becoming popular in North America. Fresh cheese curds have a mild, slightly tangy flavor and a unique squeaky texture when bitten into, which comes from their moisture content. Cheese curds are often eaten fresh, breaded, and fried, or used as the key ingredient in poutine, the famous Canadian dish of fries, gravy, and cheese curds. Dictionary Day is observed annually on October 16th in the United States. It celebrates the creation, use, and importance of dictionaries in language, education, and communication. The day honors Noah Webster, born on October 16th of 1758, who is often called the father of the American dictionary. Webster's first dictionary, a compendious dictionary of the English language, was published in 1806, followed by the famous An American Dictionary of the English Language in 1828. His work helped standardize American English spelling, pronunciation, and usage. Dictionary Day emphasizes the importance of words, literacy, and education. It encourages people to explore language, improve vocabulary, and appreciate the value of dictionaries as tools for learning and communication. Webster's dictionaries not only standardized American English, but also reflected his interest in moral and educational reform, aiming to help Americans become more informed and articulate citizens. Loud Shirt Day is celebrated annually in Australia on the third Friday of October. It's a fun, colorful day dedicated to raising awareness and funds for people with intellectual disabilities, often through wearing bright, loud, and unusual clothing. Loud Shirt Day started in Western Australia in the 1980s and has grown into a nationwide celebration of color, fun, and community support for a good cause. This is from the official website. Loud Shirt Day is the boldest, brightest, most feel-good fundraiser across Australia and New Zealand, and it's all for a seriously good cause. Each year, workplaces, schools, families, and friends throw on their loudest shirts to raise funds and awareness for children who are deaf or hard of hearing. Funds raised help provide life-changing services like speech therapy, audiology, early intervention, and family support, giving kids with hearing loss the tools they need to thrive. Mashed Potato Day is celebrated each year on October 18th in the United States. It honors one of the most beloved comfort foods, a creamy, fluffy side dish that has been a staple on dinner tables for centuries. The dish is central to holidays such as Thanksgiving and Christmas, but it's equally enjoyed as an everyday side. Potatoes were first domesticated in the Andes Mountains of South America over 7,000 years ago. In the 16th century, they eventually spread worldwide. The first known written recipe for mashed potatoes appeared in the 1747 cookbook, The Art of Cookery, by Hannah Glass, a British author. Over time, mashed potatoes became a staple in many cultures, particularly in North America and Europe. Information Overload Day is observed every year on the third Tuesday of October. The day was created in 2009 by the Information Overload Research Group. It's a thing. A non-profit organization and business professionals, researchers, and consultants dedicated to understanding and reducing the negative effects of too much information in the modern workplace. The purpose of the day is to raise awareness about the challenges caused by information overload, a term that is used to describe the stress that come from being bombarded with excessive data, emails, notifications, and digital distractions. Organizations and individuals use this day to reflect on how they manage digital communications, set boundaries on email and screen time. National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day is celebrated every year on October 21st and highlights the rich, creamy dessert that combines the classic flavors of cheesecake with the seasonal taste of pumpkin. The holiday falls during the height of autumn, when pumpkin-themed foods and drinks are especially popular. Cheesecake itself has its ancient roots, with variations dating back to ancient Greece, while pumpkin has been a staple in North America for centuries. The pairing of pumpkin and cheesecake became especially popular in the United States during the 20th century, as pumpkin pie was already a fall and Thanksgiving tradition. Pumpkin cheesecake offered a festive twist, combining the smooth texture of cheesecake with warm spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. It's a time to indulge in a dessert that bridges the gap between a classic cheesecake and a holiday pumpkin
pie, making it a seasonal favorite. Geelong Cup Day is a major horse racing event held annually in Geelong, Victoria, Australia, usually on the fourth Wednesday in October. The race is part of the Melbourne Spring Racing Carnival and serves as an important lead-up to the prestigious Melbourne Cup, often acting as a qualifying race for horses aiming to compete there. The Geelong Cup was first run in 1872 and has since grown into one of Australia's most respected regional racing events. It is a Group 3 thoroughbred handicap race run over a distance of 2,400 meters at the Geelong Racecourse. Over the years, it has produced several Melbourne Cup contenders, with some horses achieving victory in both races. Beyond the racing itself, Geelong Cup Day is celebrated socially and cultural occasion. Thousands of spectators attend dressing in racing fashion, enjoying hospitality marquees, and participating in community festivals. National iPod Day is celebrated on October 23rd, marking the anniversary of the day Apple introduced the first iPod in 2001. This day honors the revolutionary device that changed the way people listened to and carried music, paving the way for the digital music era. The original iPod, unveiled by Steve Jobs, could hold 1,000 songs and fit in your pocket, which was groundbreaking at the time. Its sleek design, easy-to-use click wheel, and integration with Apple's iTunes software made it a cultural phenomenon. Over the years, the iPod evolved through multiple versions, each refining portable music technology and expanding features beyond just music to include photos, videos, and apps. While the iPod line was eventually discontinued in 2022 as smartphones and streaming services took over, its legacy remains strong. National Jamaican Jerk Day is celebrated on the fourth Sunday in October each year. The day honors jerk cuisine, one of Jamaica's most famous and flavorful culinary traditions. Jerk refers to both a cooking style and seasoning blend, typically made with allspice, pimento, scotch-boned peppers, thyme, garlic, scallions, and other spices, which give the meat a smoky, spicy, and aromatic flavor. The origins of the jerk cooking date back to the 17th century, when the Maroons enslaved the Africans who escaped into Jamaica's mountains, developed methods of seasoning and slow cooking wild game, especially pork, over pimento wood to preserve flavor and tenderness. Over time, jerk cooking became a central part of Jamaican identity and spread worldwide through migration, tourism, and culture exchange. On this day, people are encouraged to enjoy jerk dishes such as jerk chicken, pork, or fish. Hug a Sheep Day is celebrated on the last Saturday in October each year. The day was started by shepherd Amelia Kunkel, who wanted to share the joy of keeping sheep and raise awareness about these Gentile woolly animals. Originally called National Hug a Sheep Day, it has since grown into an international celebration among farmers, fiber artists, and animal lovers. The purpose of the day is to encourage people to connect with sheep, learn about their importance in agriculture, and appreciate their role in providing wool, milk, and even companionship. Many farms and fiber festivals hold open days where visitors can meet, pet, and yes, hug a sheep. Beyond the fun, the day also highlights the value of small farms, sustainable wool production, and the human-animal bonds. It's a chance for communities to support shepherds and farmers while celebrating one of humanity's oldest domesticated animals. National Chicken Fried Steak Day is celebrated annually on October 26th. This day honors chicken fried steak, a classic Southern comfort food that features a tenderized beef steak, typically a cube steak, coated in seasoned flour, fried and served with creamy white gravy. Despite its name, the dish contains no chicken. The chicken fried refers to the cooking style similar to fried chicken. The dish is believed to have been brought to the United States by German and Austrian immigrants in the 19th century, who were familiar with Wiener Schnitzel, a breaded and fried veal cutlet. Settlers in the southern United States adapted the recipe using beef instead of veal and added a flour-based gravy, creating a hearty and flavorful dish we know today. Chicken fried steak became a staple in southern diners, home kitchens, and family gatherings. Its combination of crispy coating and creamy gravy embodies traditional southern comfort food. The Dog Film Festival is a unique and heartwarming event that celebrates the bond between people and their dogs through the art of film, featuring a mix of animated, documentary, and narrative short films from around the world. The festival highlights inspiring, emotional, and often humorous stories centered on canine companionship. Founded in New York City, where it premieres annually before touring across the U.S. and Canada, the festival pairs entertainment with philanthropy by donating a portion of the ticket sales, typically about 10%, to local dog rescue organizations in each city it visits. Screenings often include special categories such as the Service Dog Salute, which honors life-changing role of service dogs for veterans and individuals with disabilities. The event normally takes place in October or November, with the 10th annual New York Dog Film Festival scheduled for October 26th of 2025 at Sympathy Space. Cranky Coworkers Day is observed annually on October 27th. This workplace observance is designed to acknowledge the challenges of dealing with irritable, difficult, or stressed colleagues while encouraging empathy, patience, and teamwork in professional environments. Recognize that everyone has tough days and that the workplace stress can make people cranky. Promote understanding, tolerance, and strategies for managing challenging interpersonal interactions. Encourage coworkers to find humor, patience, and positive ways to navigate tension in the workplace. Offer support or understanding when colleagues are irritable. Share jokes, funny stories, or small treats to improve morale. Despite its humorous tone, Cranky Coworkers Day serves a practical purpose, promoting emotional intelligence and creating a healthier work environment by recognizing that everyone can have off days. International Animation Day is celebrated every year on October 28th. The day honors the art of animation, its creators, and its impact on culture and entertainment worldwide. It was established in 2002 by the ASIFA, a global organization dedicated to promoting animated films and fostering the animation community. Animation, the method for creating moving pictures from still images, has an early history and a modern history that began with the advent of the celluloid film in 1888. Between 1895 and 1920, several different animation techniques were developed or reinvented, including stop motion with objects, puppets, clays, and cutouts, and drawn or painted animation. Hand-drawn animation, which mostly consisted of a succession of still images painted on cells, was the dominant technique of the 20th century and became known as traditional animation. National Oatmeal Day is celebrated annually on October 29th. This day honors oatmeal, a warm, nutritious, and versatile breakfast food that has been enjoyed for centuries. Oats were first cultivated over 3,000 years ago in Europe and the Middle East, especially in areas with cooler climates where wheat and barley were less reliable. Ancient people used oats primarily for porridge, a simple dish of crushed oats boiled in water or milk, providing a nutritious and filling meal. Oats became a staple grain in Scotland, Ireland, and Northern Europe due to their ability to thrive in poor soil and cold climates. Oats were consumed as porridge, added to breads, and even used in soups and stews. They were considered a practical and hearty food for peasants and travelers. European settlers brought oats to North America in the 17th century. Oatmeal became a common breakfast dish because it was inexpensive, nutritious, and easy to prepare. Great Funeral Day is observed every year on October 30th as a reflective day meant to help people honor, remember, and celebrate the lives of loved ones who have passed away. Unlike traditional memorials, which can be tied to grief, this day emphasizes gratitudes for memories, closure, and even light-hearted remembrance. Great Funeral Day was founded by Stephanie West Allen in 2000. The idea came after she experienced how a family funeral, while sad, also allowed relatives and friends to share stories, reconnect, and celebrate life. She created the day to encourage people to think about funerals not only as an end, but as a way to appreciate the importance of remembrance. It provides an opportunity to reflect on the lives of those we've lost, shift the focus from sorrow to storytelling, laughter, and honoring legacies. Reminds people to discuss funeral wishes with family to ensure a meaningful farewell when the time comes. National Doorbell Day is celebrated annually on October 31st in the United States. The day honors the invention and cultural impact of the doorbell, a simple but essential household device that has been used for centuries to announce visitors and enhance home security. Before electric doorbells, homes used mechanical bells, knockers, or chimes to alert occupants of visitors. Joseph Henry, an American scientist, is credited with creating one of the earliest electromagnet devices, which inspired the concept of an electric doorbell. 1877, William F. Channing and Walter B. Mann patented an early electric doorbell in the United States that used an electromagnet to ring the bell when a button was pressed, making visitor notification faster and easier. Doorbells evolved into various forms, including wireless, digital, and video doorbells, offering convenience, security, and smart home integration. Witches and Halloween have been closely linked for centuries, stemming from folklore, superstition, and cultural traditions. Witches are among the most iconic figures associated with the holiday, symbolizing mystery, magic, and the supernatural. In pre-Christian Europe, people believed in witches who could cast spells, communicate with spirits, or manipulate natural forces. Halloween has roots in the Celtic festival of Samhain, when it was thought that spirits could cross into mortal world. Witches were often seen as mediators and protectors during this time. During the late medieval and early modern periods, fear of witches grew, especially in Europe and colonial America, which further entrenched the image of witches as mysterious and sometimes malevolent figures. The classic image of a witch with a pointed hat and broomstick originates from a mix of European folklore and Victorian-era illustrations, solidifying the modern portrayal that dominates Halloween imagery today. Ghosts and Halloween have been intertwined for centuries as both deal with the supernatural, the afterlife, and the spirit world. Ghosts are among the most recognizable symbols of Halloween, representing spirits of the dead or souls that haven't found peace. Halloween traces its roots to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, when people believed that the veil between the living and the dead was thin. Ghosts were thought to roam the earth, prompting rituals to honor or ward them off. As Halloween merged with Christian traditions, it became a time to remember the dead, including saints, martyrs, and spirits, reinforcing the presence of ghosts in folklore. Across cultures, ghost stories were told to explain mysterious events, teach moral lessons, or entertain, often becoming a central part of Halloween storytelling. The word ghost comes from an Old English gest, meaning soul or spirit. Halloween helped popularize ghost imagery as part of a spooky, fun, and sometimes frightening celebration of the supernatural. Haunted houses and Halloween are closely linked as both evoke the thrill of fear, suspense, and the supernatural. Haunted houses are a popular Halloween attraction designed to entertain and scare visitors with ghosts, monsters, and eerie settings. The tradition of haunted houses is partly inspired by the Celtic festival of Samhain, and people believed spirits roamed the earth and rituals were performed to ward them off. In the 19th century, spooky storytelling and ghost-themed parties became popular, laying the groundwork for haunted attractions. By the early 20th century, haunted house attractions appeared at amusement parks and fairs, especially around Halloween, combining theatrical effects, actors, and storytelling to thrill the audience. The concept of a haunted house combines folklore, architecture, and theater, allowing people to safely explore fear, suspense, and the unknown, all central elements of Halloween fun. The Spirit of Halloween stores are a well-known seasonal retail chain that operates each year leading up to Halloween. They specialize in costume decorations, props, and party supplies, becoming a central hub for Halloween enthusiasts in the United States and Canada. Spirit of Halloween is known for animated props and life-size decorations, which have become viral sensations online. Founded in 1983, Spirit of Halloween was founded by Joseph Marver, originally starting as a small costume retailer. The company is famous for its temporary pop-up stores, which open in vacant retail spaces from late August through early November. This approach allows them to focus on the Halloween season without maintaining year-round locations. Over the decades, Spirit of Halloween expanded to hundreds of locations, becoming the largest Halloween specialty retailer in North America. The stores have become a pop culture cultural reference for Halloween shopping, making them synonymous with the holiday itself.